I'm a Jew because I believe that all human beings are created b'tselem Elohim, in the likeness, in the image of God, and therefore all racism is foreign to me. I'm a Jew because I think I have the God-given right to question everything, and therefore I'm responsible for everything. I am a Jew because for 3,000 years we dared to be different. I'm a Jew because I believe that is our lifelong task to seek knowledge, to search, to inquire, to educate. I'm a Jew because every morning I recite in my daily prayers that I have a duty, an obligation to Gmilat Chasadim, to charity. I have an obligation to Achnasat Orchim, to help and be hospitable to strangers. Bikur Cholim, to visit the sick. Halvayot Hamed. Nowhere else have I been able to find an obligation on people to comfort the mourners. And most of all, to Havat Shalom ben Adam lechavero, to make peace between people. I'm a Jew because you and I and all Jews are my people. Through all the trials and tribulations, we have kept our dignity, our humanity, our hope. I'm a Jew because I want to continue the heritage that my parents and 6 million gave their life for. And when I stand here in front of these ashes, these are my family, my people, my nation. When I reach that hill over there and you see the thousands and thousands of young people, my optimism comes back and I feel again that we have a chance in this world.
I would now like to call upon Bill Glied's daughter, Tammy Glied, to say a few words about her father.
Today, I stand here as a second-generation Holocaust survivor to continue my father, Bill Glied's legacy. I feel that it is my obligation to ensure that Holocaust education is continued from generation to generation. I must make sure that my father's testimony and the testimony of other survivors are never forgotten. It is my honor to be able to pass the knowledge my father gave me to my generation and to future generations. Tomorrow, you will witness one of the most powerful community experiences of your life, the March of the Living, and I will be marching for my father. There is nothing like standing on the top of the bridge between Auschwitz and Birkenau, looking forwards and backwards at thousands of Jewish people, many of whom are descendants of survivors, people from all over the world, and watch them walk with survivors in remembrance of the lives lost and hope for the future of the Jewish people. The voice of my father resonates in my head. Hitler, you lost. My father, Bill Glied, passed away unexpectedly in February 2018. Over his last 20 years, he dedicated much of his time to Holocaust education because he was so passionate about teaching the younger generations. In particular, I would like to share with you what the March of the Living meant to my father. He participated in 10 March of the Living trips, 8 with students and 2 with teachers from across Canada. On each of these trips, he underscored the importance of not being a bystander, by saying that each person had an obligation to do one good deed every day. My father often said to his family that if he could just reach one student on each trip, find someone to understand the importance of educating the next generation, he had fulfilled his mission. On the March of the Living in 2016, the day before Yom HaShoah, today, my father and my youngest son were in Birkenau, standing on the ramp, the place my father described as a place worse than hell. He said, "Here I am, a Holocaust survivor of Auschwitz, with my youngest grandchild on his birthday. Today is a renaissance for me, a phoenix rising from the ashes to be here today." It is customary for Jewish people to place stones on headstones in remembrance of those we have lost. My father often likened the march participants to stones. By visiting the camps year after year, reciting the mourner's prayer, and keeping the memory of that terrible time alive, each participant sends a message to those we lost. We are here, we haven't forgotten you, we love you. That is one of the reasons why it is so important to participate on the March of the Living. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you for keeping the memory of my father and the stories of our Holocaust survivors alive. Thank you.